Hello, my YouTube audience, and welcome. Today is the beginning of a new, well, certainly a new publishing and producing event in my life, as I introduce a video email, and it was an item that I tested in the business world in Cincinnati, and got all kinds of interesting feedback with it. It is, well, the bottom line is, forget about the feedback. The bottom line is folks responded to it. They opened it up regularly, uh, almost with predictable behavior. They opened up. I had the highest open rates that I have ever done by far, maybe a multiple of 10 or 9 or 10 from things in the past. So uh, it's time. I have started three distinct things from zero, and in my lifetime, in my publishing and producing lifetime, and this is number three. Other ones were minor project. Well, they weren't minor projects, but they were standalone projects, not related to. And it's a great day because uh, well, I'm going to begin. I'm going to begin with a reference that my good friend Barbara Weltman, who is absolutely the uh, premier authority, author, uh, strategic thinker. That's a new one, Barbara. Just in the small business world with specific focus on small business taxes. She is the go-to person. And I was fortunate enough to originally connect with Barbara 17 years ago because she was the conversation that she and I had was the second YouTube that I ever produced and published, and we've been going strong since then. Well, we do go once a year at least. Because Barbara publishes a book, and typically it's released in November. We have that discussion when it's being released. This year, actually, it was late. It was in December before the book was released. But each year, Barbara comes up. The title of the book is Small Business Taxes 2025, which she reviews 2024, and moves forward with predictions and things that you need to be thinking about for 2025. Well, so we actually did a weekly show, and because of a website that picked the show up, we were getting. It wasn't unusual to get 5,000 views in an hour conversation, and uh, as I told Barbara, we racked the numbers up back in the days. So uh, today, uh, I am very, very proud and happy to announce that from here on out, uh, and the video that is being used right now will become the first video the marketplace sees as I publish the different things that that we will be doing, and so it's it's surreal. It's what it is. Uh, but Barbara, I need to read Barbara's she announced this, endorsed this, said this. I don't know. I guess it's been maybe 10 years ago. Barbara Weltman, author, strategist, premier authority on small business taxes, says this of David. David F. Leopold, Dreaming with Entrepreneurs LLC, is a tireless champion of small business. He shares great information with enthusiasm and wit. So if I'm not witty, please let me know to tune up the wit. So what is going to be in a video email? There will be at least 2 videos. The first video will be just me bantering for this, and it's going to come out every week. Every week there will be something new. Every week, and it will be me on the first video, and the second video. What did I actually say about it? Well, it's too much stuff going on. There will be David's Baby Boomer, whatever, Project 10,000. That will be the subject of a video. That is the business side of me. So it will be the second video on the page. And many, many times there will even be a third video on a special topic of interest, whatever. Actually, I will commit to creating a video space to anybody watching, viewing, or have friends of or followers that would like to have a conversation with me. And after I do my triage, then that will become the video of that week. And I know that will happen many times. Another point I need to make, because there's the cyberspace folks, where I did a lot of HOAs. It was absolutely a different kind of world than where we live. Well, than what's happening on Main Street, if you will. So it's been very interesting for me to combine the two and try to make sense out of the two. I will have some things written. There will be links. I'm going to. I read every day, WebMD, and they do have a baby boomer senior filter, and I get a lot of emails. So I will be sharing the best 3, at least the best 3 of those every week. And I think I'm actually going to take today's video and in the next 48 hours, the very first video email will be out there. If you would like, okay, I will make this commitment. If you would like to get a copy of the video email, you'll have to email me your email address. You email it to dleopold@davidsbarter.com, dleopold@davidsbarter.com. And I will make a spot available. If you pass my triage, we'll have a lot of fun with the story. So let me know where you are in that. Also on the when you send me your email address and you say, yes, I would like to become one of the first 500 charter 2025 charter members, let me know. And there is a fee to do that, a subscription fee, a one-time fee. Well, a 2025 fee of $99, $10 of which $10 of the $99 you will either tell me um, what cat support, dog support there that you would like to contribute the $10 to in your community. And if you don't have any that you would like to, I certainly have two here in Cincinnati that will be benefactors of that. So $10 of every $99 subscription um, charter membership uh, will go to uh, the support of cats and dogs wherever they might be. Another thing that I need to mention, because it's very important, I have been developing this project for the most part here in Cincinnati, where I actually have lived for the last 38 years, and uh, it was designed to be a project that um, can be applicable to any of the 387 metropolitan statistical areas that Wikipedia says there are in the United States. Any of the 387 um, uh, can do what we are doing, and then a special event will bring me into your market, and it'll be me personally being in your market, or I'll do it sitting right here, and it'll be a cyberspace kind of thing. Either way, it'll work. And uh, that's how that part of the business aspect of the video email. So the video email is going to have a personal aspect of myself. When I say personal, I am a very proud baby boomer. Since the third year that they had baby boomers, I've been around since then, and so I've lived the life of a baby boomer, and I'm at this point in my life where I want to talk about the business experiences that I've had in my lifetime, and uh, we've done lots and lots of projects, and have a lot of good data, a lot of good data points although I have to say the projects um, were different then than they are now, and um, that will segue into a third thing that is going to happen on every week. Every video email will have. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it by a video or if I'm going to. I'll probably do it by video. Uh, there will be. Um, I wrote a book uh, in 2007, and the title of the book was "How Do You Answer These 749 Questions About Your Small Business?" Facebook friends. Oh, got a glare there. Okay, there's a little bit better. Is a copy of the cover of the book. Back cover of the book is yours truly as an internet radio. I was doing an internet radio broadcast uh, in well, it was in downtown Cincinnati. I'm trying to think of the year, but it was at a public access station here in Cincinnati, which is still in business. I actually produced 65 of Saturday videos, so it went over into 2 years. I produced 65 videos about small business, entrepreneurship, marketing and sales. That's that's really all I know. Although I have talked to lots of businesses with lots of different ideas and concerns, but the common theme, my strongest theme, is marketing and sales, because without it, you have no company. You have a hobby, and if you call it if you show a um, a loss every year, if you say I've got this business in my house, and for 3 consecutive years, you take a loss on the business that's in your home, so you don't pay taxes. Um, uh, then when uh, we publish we published back we published back then, and it was it was a different world. It was a different world. It was a very machine hand driven world. Uh, Actually, in a week, we were supposed to go already, but in a week, my landlord and I are going to go to in Cincinnati. There's a print museum. We've tried to go there twice already on Saturdays, but there was too much snow on the road and in his parking lot, so we didn't go. We didn't go those weeks. So the weather's nicer now. So very soon we're going to go see it. And I will see. I want to see it because they will be printing presses that that's how I learned how to do what I do back then. That's how I got started. And uh, it I was when I first started in publishing, it was the old hot type was becoming cold type, literally, because of the technology or the way that, or lack of technology that was producing the type. And uh, I've been on, well, in those early days, I literally had to cut lines and paste them on a layout on a galley sheet, and then the galley sheet would have to go and have a plate burned, an aluminum plate, and then they would take that plate and create a negative, and then the negative was used to go on the press, and that's how you got the page, the printed page on your on that you see. Well, in 2007, I wrote this book, and I purposely designed the book as a workbook. White space in between. There are 749 questions in the book that I wrote in 100 days. From the time a friend challenged me to go home and write a book until I was actually holding up this copy, or a copy that looked like this one, was 100 days. It was a very intense 100 days. And I found a printer friend of mine, and he printed. He was able to print the guts, the inside black and white pages, and I actually set up those pages with his the person that sets up pages. We had a really neat process, and then he sent out to a friend of his the cover. So there was a 1, 2, 3, 4 page cover, and another printer printed that. Then it came all back together, and his folks, well, it was together. But another crazy thing that I did it by design. I put a spiral binding on the book because I wanted it to be a workbook. I wanted people to open it up and ask the question, and how important is that question to my business and what I'm doing right now, and then make a note. It's very important. So I need to call my attorney. I need to call my CPA. I need to call Small Biz David. Well, actually, can't call Small Biz David because that'll be a crazy scene. So send an email to Small Biz David, which is me, who is me, D Leopold at davidsbarter.com. I'm telling you an awful lot of things that you can put in that first email, but that's how we're going to do it. It's very simple. Um, so which thing should I tell first? One of the three. Every email will have at least 3 questions from the book. I will attempt to pick out questions which I think are pertinent to everybody in today's world, and we will focus on marketing and sales, no question about it. That's my expertise. All the other stuff, actually, there's 2 chapters that I wrote that I had questions for in the book that would have to be totally changed if I physically rewrote the book. I did one on healthcare. They were good questions because I was a healthcare expert at that time from the publishing standpoint. I produced the very first uh, webinar on uh, HIPAA laws. I did that in 1995 and did it for the Direct Marketing Association, actually. So very familiar with HIPAA laws. And it's funny, my knowledge of HIPAA laws were questioned just this week with a friend. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 questions that I picked from the marketing and sales section. Actually, back then I got to look to see exactly how I didn't know how close technology was to uh, uh, marketing and sales. So I may have to combine. You'll get some good questions. Believe me, you'll get some good questions. I like to ask questions. And then I'm going to take those 3 questions and I'm going to subject them to artificial intelligence. I want to see if I present my input, what does artificial intelligence say about my input? Because I want my marketing and sales concepts to last forever because it's the essence of business. It's what makes business happen. And you have to have a very cohesive today, because today's marketing and sales, I can tell you by example, but I've been doing it myself. Um, it is a tough world, and the the main thing that I am seeing is I see high levels. Well, first of all, I see bad communication. I am the the concepts and marketing ideas that I've sent out to only C-suite type people here in Cincinnati. They were marketing and sales concepts that I know they would work. Uh, I used them years ago and they worked really, really well. And there's no reason why they won't work. Actually, it's possible with what's going on in today's world, they could work better. The piece could actually work better. It's a simple 5,000. Well, the one I was showing you here, what is it? 5,000 of these postcards. Thank you for 19 minutes of your time. Uh, you've heard the 19 minutes, not why not 20 or 21. In 1978, I started a magazine from scratch, and the way that I introduced the magazine to the public, generally speaking, and for certainly the business community, was um, I invited them. I thanked them for 19 minutes of their time, because if they came to a wine and cheese after work celebration at the really, we're in the Cultural Arts Center in Canton, Ohio. It was a beautiful place to have this. And I can't even remember how many pieces of the postcard I sent inviting people to come. And back then it was just a very simple promotion. Actually, the card was green because that was our logo color was green. Um, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was blue. Sarah Davis, did we have a was there a background color that we had, or just we just kind of the shots that I remember, they were pretty live. Uh, please explain the cover design. Uh, if you'd like to talk about that cover design on a future video email, Sarah, please, you know how to get in touch with me. Let's have a 19-minute conversation about it. I promise you fun in those 19 minutes. I said that there'll be a health and wellness, and there'll be a David's baby boomer, whatever. Let's talk about the health and wellness part because it is very significant to where the information I'd like to share with folks. Um, almost 15 years ago, I became, at the urging of my friend Janet, who threatened me if I didn't, I got certified um, to be the instructor for a silver sneakers class. Uh, and I already was the indoor cycling instructor uh, in the same Y because that's where I actually got started in the exercise business. That was in 2005 when I actually got started. And uh, so uh, Janet said to me, she said to me, it was Janet, it was about it was almost 4 years ago now that you said to me, it might be 4 years. What, 2020? It might be 5 years ago now. Jan said to me, David, you need to go home and write a book about all the stories that I've been listening to for the last, at that time, Janet had been in my classes for probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years. Well, yeah, no, 2008 is when they started. Well, since 2008. And so I went home, but well, I let her know that it was not going to be a written book because I already had written a book and it was fun and it did exactly what it do, and it took 100 hours of my time, and I'd rather spend 100 hours of my time starting to publish my legacy story. And my legacy story was a back then when I started a 73-year entrepreneurial journey as a publisher producer providing marketing and sales strategies. Uh, and noted that it was in 2017, probably 2017, that Google gave me the algorithm David F. Small Biz David in quotation marks Leopold. That's me. Um, and if you Google that, you go to what Google knows about me. And because uh, I would say 99% of what I do, Google knows about. I want them to know about it. And that is very important in a decision that I am making at this moment. I have been a hardcore Google customer, Google technology customer, um, since Microsoft sent me a email saying that we no longer are going to support Windows 7. And I said, now what? And it just so happened I was in close contact with my son, Jordan, in Columbus. And he was actually the one that said, he made the initial recommendations for me how I should transition. And Jordan, you were spot on with that one because Google was the source of information. When you wanted to know something, you Googled it. Google it. Now, there is no question in my mind that artificial intelligence was created to disturb Google's search engine. I think I, I think I'm right on that. And Sam Altman, and I think Elon Musk was in on the original group at Chat GPT that they developed an algorithm that uh, delivered people's information, their search information, the questions that they were asking, with a database that they created called artificial intelligence, but they didn't create it. They were smart enough to have a machine that created it. So there was no human intervention, except probably in you probably have to have a lot of programmers. I don't know. Um, so uh, we had the it is important for me, and um, I have made the decision that everything I do from now and forevermore will be Google. It'll be on Google server because I've got all my information there now. Why should I move it to to artificial intelligence and somebody else is going to make some money on it? And artificial intelligence is creating a havoc in the marketing and sales marketplace that I have never seen in my years, and it's kind of interesting because it plays into um, uh, what I want to do in the business side of me. Ultimately, is publish a marketing and sales value trust story. My personal objective is to publish and produce 10,000 of them wherever. That's a pretty bold objective, David. Yes. God willing, I'm alive for 10,000 of them. But as I said, what I have developed on the ground, if you will, in Cincinnati is now applicable for any of the 387 Wikipedia defined metropolitan statistical areas. So if something that I am saying is of interest, or you know a friend who is interested or could be interested in what is happening right now, um, email me. And I will even give them 19 minutes of time to talk about it. The program that we are developing in the 387, we have developed in the 387 markets is day one will be every Saturday is Small Business Saturday, a show that I began January 1st, 2024, and unfortunately produced my last episode. I think the number was 46. I think the number, I stopped producing at 46. 47, I believe, was Small Business Saturday. And to redo my thinking about how I'm publishing, how I'm producing, how effective is it, who's reaching it, what's happening. So That's why we are doing what we are doing. So let me see if I've covered everything. I said that a charter subscription is $99 for all of 2025. The first 500 of those will get will get a 19-minute recorded conversation with me, pretty much on what you want to talk about. If it passes my triage, uh, that happens on day one. On Saturday, Sunday is just it's an open technology room uh, that we get to know one another. The host, the co-host with me, who will be essentially calling the shots in that market, is uh, it will happen, and we will introduce the concept to 100 folks that the is that right? 100? Yes, 100 folks, 25 per week, theoretically, that um, the co-host picks. Now, it can be existing customers, it can be existing folks within the company itself. It doesn't really matter to me, but I will produce 25 of those. They will go into my publishing networks, and I will provide the YouTube URL that is produced. I will give it to the co-host to use as the co-host so desires. Uh, it's, uh, it's a great thing for all of us when the more exposure that we get. I talked about the uh, three questions from my book. And my I am going to record it, and it's going to be kind of an audio book, is what it's going to be. Just close your eyes, and it'll be an audio book. But I'm going to take three questions that I think are important today. At least they've been important for me, and then I'm going to stay inside of Google and have. I'm going to try. I would like to have. Um, I haven't tried it yet, but I'd like to put the app. I'd like to load it in Google so that I can do a deep seek, the new AI Chinese technology that uh, I don't know too much about it, other than a lot of folks are excited and a lot of folks are downloading the app. I will be downloading the app this weekend, hopefully, when I'm inside my Google Workspace. I use probably 20 applications in Google applications, Google technology applications in my uh, 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 workspace. It's called Google Workspace. There's a change being made there too. I just got notification. I'm not sure how it impacts me, but there's going to be something done in the publishing world. I sent an email uh, to whomever sent it to me saying, uh, is it something I should know about where I am in life? And nobody has responded to it yet. Uh, so I guess it'll just happen, and I'll see how it works. And if it's not working, I'll contact somebody and we'll get it fixed. That's all we can do. So let's talk. I started talking about silver sneakers, and got onto something else. I got my silver sneakers certification. I lost it the first uh, Friday in March 2020, the official beginning of COVID-19. I was permanently laid off by the YMCA Association of Cincinnati, and it is what it is. That part didn't bother me, although I did give 15 years of service to the YMCA Association. At any rate, uh, the next day, I mean, it represented a lot of revenue to me, and suddenly it's gone unexpectedly. So there was something I had to do to hopefully make up for that revenue. And so I bought uh, uh, David's Baby Bar David's Baby Barter Bootcamp.com. I bought that domain name and I was doing videos on it based upon the knowledge that I had with silver sneakers because I was suddenly laid off. Uh, I got so a couple things have happened in that world, interesting things. I promised that I would do a special shout out to, where did I write that note? Well, her name is Connie, and her name's got it somewhere here. Connie, I went to Connie's, um, Connie Ferguson. I knew it was on there. Connie Ferguson. I went to her silver sneakers class. I guess it's about 10 days ago, um, in Cincinnati at the LA Fitness facility. Um, Connie has a class on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 11 o'clock. And I went into that class. I actually got in there early, and what turned out to be the only other male in the class who came up to me and really excited that another male was coming into this class. And he introduced himself. I don't remember what his name was. Well, I went to Connie's class, and it is absolutely the best silver sneakers class I have ever attended, my own included. There were 50 people in that room. There was more energy in that room that um, I've ever seen in a silver sneakers room, and I just realized that I could no longer stand in front of a room and do what I just saw Connie do. I don't think it would work. So I knew that was happening because uh, there's been my bones are getting older. They are 5 years older than 2020 now, and presenting problems, but challenges. They're challenges. We step up to the challenges. So, Connie, without a question, it was the best class. The energy level was, I've never seen anything like. And she played dance music, basically for an hour. That was the class, and I knew it wasn't going to work for me, for a lady who was probably older than I am. Bumped into me and told me I was going the wrong way. So yes, I probably was going the wrong way, but uh, Connie is actually I'm gonna hopefully be meeting with Connie tomorrow to speak with her about an idea. But I knew that I could not be a traditional. Well, I knew when I was doing Silver Sneakers, I was not going to be traditional. I took off from the I don't want to say protocol, but the program a little bit, and actually had somebody to come in and to check me out and see if I was okay. And actually, I she told me I did, and I was off manual, not 100% off manual, doing um, essentially the same things, but doing them in a way that I thought would be make more difference to the individuals who were doing it, not what a manual says or not what I say. So that's always been my focus, and that too can be a use of uh, 19 minutes if you would uh, subscribe to the video email. We could set up a program. I could do an assessment. I have uh, something that has worked very, very well for me. I've got a bar. I will put it in tomorrow's uh, or this weekend's video email, but I have a bar that it's a resistance band, but it's different than the resistance bands I was using back in the day. I Oh, and then they're using the same thing now. I was in the class uh, uh, in Connie's class, but this one is a bar, and you can just by turning the bar adjust the resistance of the band. So if you want to work out with more weight, more resistance, very, very easy to do while you're doing it. Once again, it becomes an individual thing. If you can take yourself to a limit or the next level, that's what you want to do. Uh, for sure, for sure, I can help you get to that level in this demonstration. And I actually can't do it yet. I haven't figured out how to do it because if I do it, I can't do it on YouTube or Facebook because I am not licensed to put somebody else's dance music on um, on the air. I've been shut down in YouTube and I've been shut down on Facebook, and I didn't know, kind of didn't know that I couldn't do it. I was testing to see if I could, and the answer is no, I couldn't. So, no big deal. I have to figure out a way that I might be able to play music. If you have some original music that you would like to bring to the world, we can make some dance music out of it. And if you own the music, that'll work. I think. Let's try. So I predicated upon my knowledge of Silver Sneakers and working with folks for almost 10 years, not quite 10 years. Uh, I really want to focus on the individual and what is your problem or challenge, and that problem challenge, and what is it that we can do to fix it. Uh, from an exercise perspective, um, from a well, we're starting to do some interesting things and studying the things we eat. My landlord and I are going through a well, I've been doing it for 5 years, no, 4 years, and I was telling him about it, and he thought he might be interested, but he's doing it to his own application, and you have to talk to your doctor for whatever it is going on in your life. That's how you set it up. So we are, and so you're only eating a certain number of hours of the day and not eating. So it's important what foods are you putting into your body when you are eating, and are you getting the proper amount of calories? You have to have a conversation with your primary care physician to see what a target for your calories should be. And I'm learning. I am learning. I haven't had to pay attention because of what I've gone on, what's going on in my life, but I'm learning some new things right now that absolutely can be applied to what it is that you want to do for yourself. And I've got a lot of experience in that because I've had a lot of medical challenges. Uh, if you follow me, it started with that I actually was born with a defective heart that I did not know until I was 42 years old, and had my first two open heart surgeries 30 years ago this last December. That's an interesting story, and along the way, had to develop an exercise for me to strengthen the muscles of my heart, which I did unbelievably. So I would share that information with you also if that is what's needed in your life. Um, and then uh, in the last 6 weeks only, since Bruce became my landlord, he's got a very interesting community of people, pretty much that he's established, and I've had um, personal one-to-one experiences with all of them, all of them that Bruce has introduced me to, and each one of them has brought some value into my life in a different way. And so I would be, uh, I'm going to hopefully get that group engaged. They should, and the first one for sure will be with Bruce whenever Bruce can record this week. Um, that's when we'll do an hour. Uh, Lots and lots of stuff going on. I am sure I have raised some questions, and as always, if you have a question, whatever it is, whatever that question might be, uh, send an email to dleopold at davidsbarter.com. dleopold at davidsbarter.com. And actually, now that I think about it, in communicating that way, it will be secure, more secure, being on Google servers. I knew there was a reason, another reason to use Google servers. Interesting enough, Google's response to all of this, from my perspective, has been very, very interesting. And um, for the last 5 years, Google has been in research and study with IBM and with uh, the Cleveland Clinic, a wonderful medical institution. And uh, actually, that is the area that AI is maybe the most successful in, is in the medical field. Um, and so, what they have been studying is taking thinking to the next level and calling it quantum computing. Uh, that is, it's no longer a binary yes or no, one or zero system that we're living in. It's going to be adding a layer, a dimension, and they're calling that quantum computing. I just read a story about them earlier this week, and I wonder if I actually do have some information about one of the founders of Google, Eric Schmidt, in a book that I just bought. I have to see and see what he says about quantum computing. But it's the next generation of thinking, and I want to be there. I want to be there when it happens. That's another reason to stay in Google, because I will be there when it happens if Google is involved with it. So I think that's it. I have been on for an hour. I never am on for an hour, ever. I did not tell you. Here's another thing we're going to get into. This just came in the mail yesterday. It's a book. I don't know, Dropbox. Dismiss. Should I Eat This, from the Consumer Reports? This just came yesterday, so that is absolutely going to be a part of our conversation, because Consumer Reports uh, sits in the middle with no political bias. That's why they do what they do. I was just looking. I might get on. Yeah, I'm gonna log into cr.org. Dot more. I'm gonna log in this weekend on that one. We will be um, uh, producing the first edition this weekend. If you want to uh, get a copy, uh, a lot of you, I don't know how many were alive. I don't see that data right away. Uh, you can. We'll start circulating. I obviously will have a YouTube URL that is created. That's the studio. I have no idea. That will not be the URL that is created. And then we'll distributors, as we do. Come on into David's baby boomer whatever community. We'll have a lot of fun, uh, particularly if I have an opportunity to get into your market, and then that opening night celebration will be there, and we'll invite everybody in that community to the opening. Okay, thank you for your time today, and make it a very eventful day. And you too, folks. There's not an hour yet. What is that all about? Oh well, thank you for your time today. If you want to get into our community, email me dleopold@davidsbarter.com. Come on in. We'll have lots of fun. We'll see you then.